Welcome to My Ninja Turtles channel. It's 7 p.m. in the Big Apple, and this is the Ninja Turtles Show. Your weekly live stream every Turtle Tuesday covering Ninja Turtles news, toys, cartoons, movies, comics, video games. Whatever the show we want. And today's show? Well, today's show is no different. We've got a lot to go over today. Armageddon Game, #1. Came out last week. What a comic. Also have a little bit of history about the poster for the 1990 movie. Also, I wanted to tell you a couple announcements. I have 2 channel announcements coming up. 2 big announcements about my channel. 2 updates. 2 things I wanted to pass along to you. Also, I wanted to tell you about some new toys coming out. Street Gang style turtles. Awesome figures coming out. So it's going to be a great show. I think it's going to be a great show, at least. I'm hoping it's going to be a great show. But before we get started, I want to let you know. I upload a video every Saturday, a scripted video. And last Saturday, we had a video about the Krang alien invasion. Pretty cool. And this Saturday, that's going to be involved in the announcement coming up. So I'm going to wait to talk about this Saturday. So follow me on rumble.com. It's a video platform just like this one. And also, I wanted to let you know to follow me here on YouTube. Like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, tell a friend. Pretty cool. Got a lot coming up, so buckle up. And get ready for the Ninja Turtles show. So, the first thing I wanted to talk about, let me turn the music down here. Thank you for joining me. I hope everyone had fun at the stream last week. We talked about the 2012 show. What a great show. It's great to celebrate that. I saw a bunch of other people were celebrating, and that made me really happy as a Turtles fan to see that big celebration, big anniversary date. Whoops. And it made me excited for next year, because that's going to be the 20th anniversary of the 2003 show. So it looks like some of you have noticed the first announcement is that my eyes blink and my mouth moves. It's pretty simple animation, and it's really not fancy at all, but it's a big step forward for me. I don't know, I worked on it for 3 months, and then eventually it took me 10 minutes to figure out once I finally figured it out. It's one of those things that just took a little bit of elbow grease. It was one of those kind of situations. But I'm happy you noticed. Hopefully it looks okay. Whoops. Yeah, so let's get some T's in the chat for the new animation. T's in the chat. So I might add more. I could change the eyes. I can change the mouth up a little bit if I wanted to. Change whatever I want. We can add things. It's going to be a little bit more of a visual show. I might even dress up for Halloween. Thinking I might dress up for Halloween. It is October, of course. So I might dress up, maybe we'll dress up for Halloween. I'll dress up as an astronaut.
Hey, how does that look? Pretty cool, huh? I could dress up as an astronaut.
I don't know if that'll work out, but hopefully the animations work out okay. And I can adjust them, and hopefully we'll get more fancy in the future. But I have some big plans. Pretty big plans. And the first thing I wanted to do for October, we got a big holiday coming up. It's fall. It's Fall of the Foot Clan. And if you look at the screen, you might even be able to see the leaves changing color. You might even be able to see the leaves changing color from green to orange to red. If you look at the screen, you can see fall changing right before your eyes. So now that it's Fall of the Foot Clan. I've got simple mouth animations that would have impressed people in 2017. It was sad. I was looking up how to animate the mouth, and all the answers were from like 2018. So I'm 4 years behind the times and struggling to keep up, but it's a big step forward for me. So I'm taking the W where I can, and I'm going to enjoy it. So it's Halloween, and maybe we'll decorate our little set here next week. We'll decorate the set next week for Halloween. So that's pretty cool. So that's announcement #1. And I think I'm going to save announcement #2 for the end of the show. So stay tuned for announcement #2. And thank you for joining me. The first thing I wanted to get to, of course, is the Armageddon Game comic came out last week. And I thought it was pretty good. We've got a couple issues in the main ongoing. We've had the 2020 annual, the 2021 annual, opening moves 1 and 2. So we've had a lot of prequels, we've had a lot of setup for the Armageddon game, but issue 1 finally came out. And it was a lot of setup. It was a lot of exposition. They were finally setting everything up. It was finally getting started. It reminded me of like the first 30 minutes of a Quentin Tarantino movie almost. They're introducing the different factions. They're introducing all the different groups and their different motivations and all the different characters. So it reminded me of a Quentin Tarantino movie a little bit. So now they have no more excuses, no more prequels, no more setup. The Armageddon game has begun. Enough exposition. Let's get to the story. Let's get to Shredder, Rat King, Kitsune, Baxter Stockman, Mayor Baxter Stockman. I'm excited for this. It's been interesting to see Shredder as a leader figure, as a positive figure. I'm not sure if I can trust him. I'm not sure if I can trust anybody. Trusting Karai. The magic that Shredder is teaching the turtles, it seems kind of crazy. And the art has been crazy. It's been psychedelic as well. They went on those vision quests in the forest, and I don't know what's going to happen, frankly. But I'm excited for it. I can't wait for the next issue. I can't wait for the Armageddon Game miniseries. I can't wait for the ongoing issues, and I'm excited for the Alliance issues as well. So there's about 20 comics coming up for the Armageddon Game, and if we check the checklist here, we're out of September, we're into October, so the next issue that's coming out is 133, and we'll see where the story goes. It's a pretty cool story so far. I don't want to really spoil anything, but it's just basically a lot of setup so far. They're introducing the different factions like I mentioned. And the clone turtles have made an appearance as well. The clone turtles are almost doing a false flag kind of thing, where the clone turtles are framing the real turtles, that they're the bad guys. And one of the most interesting things I've seen so far is the neutrinos saying no to helping. The neutrinos were asked to help and get involved in the neutrinos. The neutrinos actually say no. And I wasn't expecting that, so right off the bat in the first issue, there's a little curveball, a little test of loyalty. Pretty neat how that goes on. It's neat to have Tom Waltz back on the book. He's a great writer. And I know a lot of people have been excited for him to come back. So we'll see where the Armageddon Game goes. Got about a year's worth of comics in front of us for the Armageddon Game. So pretty exciting. And another thing comic related I wanted to mention. Saturday Morning Adventures. Have you seen Saturday Morning Adventures? Comes out tomorrow. It's based in the 1987 world. It's based in the original comic, the original cartoon series. This is kind of the cartoon series back in 1987, 88 that started the original Turtle Mania, that started it all. So it's neat to see them bringing back this series and calling it out that it's officially taking place in the 1987 world. They're not just hinting at the classic retro look. But the art for this comic looks awesome. Shredder looks great. The turtles look great. Dirtbag, Groundchuck, Toka, Razor, Bebop, Rocksteady, they all really look cool. And I think this style is really cool, and it's nice to see Nickelodeon and IDW dipping their toes back into the 1987 world. Like I mentioned the other week, I have a feeling that the AAA video game coming up in 2023, the big budget Ninja Turtles video game, is going to involve the 1987 series in some way. I have a feeling that the 1987 series will be involved in the upcoming video game. I don't know if the whole video game is going to take place in the 1987 world, or if it's going to be a multiverse thing, or maybe Michelangelo from 1987 just makes an appearance, but it seems like they're introducing these characters as an introduction to the 1987 world again. Like they're trying to reboot the 1987 world. It's a revival. And to see these 7 characters on the screen here, the 7 bad guys plus the 4 turtles, it feels like they're setting up a video game, 7-level video game or something, but I'm not sure. We'll find out. So this comes out tomorrow. We had Armageddon Game last week. We get Saturday Morning Adventures tomorrow. So new comics all over the place. Paramount, Viacom, Nickelodeon, they're really pushing for that Turtle Mania Part 2. And I think they're doing a great job. Like I said, the turtles look great in this artwork, and Bebop and Rocksteady look great too here at the bottom of the comic. So issue number 1 comes out tomorrow. Pretty excited for it. It's going to be 4 standalone issues in a mini-series, but we'll see how it goes. It's just a theory I have, and either way I'm excited to read this comic book, but sometimes they drip out a comic book first to kind of test the waters to see how people would react to something like this. So speaking of Ninja Turtles comic books, the next thing I wanted to mention, after Saturday Morning Adventures and Armageddon Game, a third comic book piece of Ninja Turtles news, third piece. And this third piece of Ninja Turtles news has to do with comic book number 1, the original comic book way back from 1984 that started it all. And this piece of news comes from TMNT-NinjaTurtles.com. Are you familiar with this website? It's a great website, great resource, big searchable collection of Ninja Turtles comics and figures. A lot of history on this website. The guy who runs it, Rich, he's a huge Ninja Turtles fan, and like I said, it's a big searchable collection. Guy has a ton of memorabilia. He's got a ton of nostalgia, ton of awesome stuff on this website. And one of the things he has is the production negatives, the template that was used to make and produce the first copies, the first printing of the first issue of the Ninja Turtles comic book. It's piece of history. Piece of history. So this guy has these production negatives and he took them out on tour. He took them out to a Comic-Con at GraniteCon. And these templates were used in the first and second printings of TMNT number 1 from 1984. So he took these production negatives, the templates that were used to print each and every copy of the original comic book. It's like a museum piece almost. It's a piece of history. So it's neat to see these make an appearance. This is the first time they've ever been publicly debuted. This is the first time. And he wrote about it on his blog here. Pretty cool. He wrote about he talked to hundreds of people and thousands of people saw it. Everyone that was in line to get a signature from Kevin Eastman saw these original production negatives. These are like the 0 copy. These are the very, very first issue. These were used to make and print every single issue. So it's pretty cool to see that this has finally seen the light of day. I haven't said hey to the chat yet. Let me say hey to everybody. Mr. Turtle, SR Striker, JR24, Gen X, Pickle. How's it going, everybody? Nordic Frost is in the chat. How is it going, everybody? Happy Turtle Tuesday to you guys. So it's cool to see that these things made an appearance. Yeah, we talked about this a few weeks ago, that they were going to be shown at the Comic-Con, and they were shown. Got some pictures here, and they look pretty cool. I mean, they're kind of unassuming. They look just like comic book pages, because that's essentially what they are. They're negatives of a comic book page. Instead of black and white, they're white and black. And you can see Kevin Eastman's arm on the right there. And that's Rich, actually, on the left, the guy who runs that website, the guy who owns these production templates. That's him on the left. And here's the two guys. That's Rich on the left and Kevin Eastman, co-creator of the Ninja Turtles, on the right. Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman, of course, the two co-creators of the Ninja Turtles. So you see Rich on the left and Kevin on the right, and he wrote about it on his blog. He said it was cool to display them. He had to travel thousands of miles. And these things really are a piece of history. They really do belong in a museum. And they're a little bit unassuming. They are a little bit boring. It's just the first issue, essentially. It's just the negatives of the first issue, but pretty cool. So these were shown off at GraniteCon, and thousands of people saw them, and he said it went so well that he's thinking about taking them on tour. He's taking them on tour for 2023, maybe 2024. 2024 is going to be the 40th anniversary of the Turtles. So that's going to be a big deal coming up, and I think he's trying to capitalize on that, which is a great idea. SR Striker says, so do you think that that's the last of Leather Krang? I am not sure. It's looking a little bit grim in the Armageddon game with Leather Krang, and I'm not sure what's going to happen to Leather Krang. I'm not sure. Looks a little bit brutal, though. The last few issues have been rough to read. I'm feeling bad for Leatherhead. I'm feeling bad for Krang, too, in a way. So we'll see how they resolve that, if the two of them are bound together, if they can be separated. But we will see about the Armageddon game. And these production negatives look pretty cool. Relics of comic book history. Thousands of people saw them. And it went so well that he's thinking about taking them on tour. So these production negatives were used to create the very first copies of the Ninja Turtles comic book. First and second printing, so all 9,275 copies. This is the 0 issue. This is the very first issue, is these templates. So that was just something cool I wanted to share. So, wanted to give a little plug to TMNT-Ninja Turtles and Rich. TMNT, great guy. Great Ninja Turtles fan. Have to respect him, have to love it. Really cool Ninja Turtle stuff coming from him, and just something else I wanted to pass along. I wanted to pass along that information about the production negatives, and I also wanted to pass along some information about Pluto TV. Are you familiar with Pluto TV? Pluto TV is like a streaming service. It's a free streaming service. It's been out for a few years, and I've been aware of it for a few years, but I just kind of wanted to mention this in case some of you didn't know about this. I'm sure most of you do know about this, or some of you know about it, but I wanted to pass it along just in case. It says they have over 250 channels of free TV and thousands of on-demand movies and TV shows, and the coolest thing I think about Pluto TV is there's no login, there's no sign up, there's no nonsense. It's ad supported, but they have a free platform, so it's ad supported. You can watch it on an app. It's available on smartphones or Roku or just a website, whatever you want, Pluto.tv. And the coolest thing about it is they have a Ninja Turtles channel. Can you believe it? 24/7. Ninja Turtles 24/7. So I've been aware of this for a couple years and just wanted to make sure to pass it along to make sure you guys all knew about it. They have 2012, all seasons of 2012. They have all seasons of the Rise show, seasons 1 and 2. And they also have the 2003 show, all 7 seasons of the 2003 show. So it's pretty cool, and it's perfectly free. There's no login, no sign up. Just they have a lot of ads. The ads are annoying. They're unskippable, but the programming is great. 24/7 Turtles. So free app, you can download it for your Roku or your phone, or just go to their website, Pluto.tv. Wanted to pass it along. Pretty cool interface. It's called Totally Turtles, excuse me. They have a 24/7 channel. And they give little descriptions of the episodes and the 2012 show, Rise, 2003. Like I said, 1987, unfortunately, is not on there. And they give little definitions, and it's in the kids section. Oh, in Nordic Frost, they have a new Transformers channel, too. So if you're a fan of the Transformers, maybe want to check out Pluto.tv as well. So this is just a little neat resource I wanted to pass along. I'm not sure how many of you knew about this. Great little descriptions and a new episode every 30 minutes. Pretty cool to go and rewatch the 2012 stuff. And it's a live TV thing. It is like cable for the internet, as Mr. Turtle points out. It's they have on-demand stuff, but they also just have live TV where they have a TV guide, and the show starts at 10 and ends at 10:30, and if you miss it, you miss it. It's just like old-fashioned TV, not on demand. But it's great to watch every episode. 2012, 2003, and Rise. So just wanted to point this out and pass it along. Good quality too. Good quality on the picture. Good TV broadcast quality. Pretty cool stuff. So that's Pluto.tv. And the next thing I wanted to pass along, I'm not sure if any of you have seen the new figures coming out from BST AXN, Best Action. I'm not sure if that's how it's pronounced, from Loyal Subjects. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, huh? So these turtles, they look street. They're called the street style, the street gang style. And they're based off the 1987 series. In episode 2, Enter the Shredder, the turtles have donned a little disguise and they kind of dress up like some street guys, some like hip-hop guys, like some b-boys. Like a popular early 90s, like hip-hop kind of look. And it's funny to see them dressed up like this. So it's funny in the episode. And it's even funnier to see that they've made toys out of this look. It's a real cool kind of street look. They have they almost look like pimps or b-boys or something, and they have a kind of a cool attitude when they wear this outfit. And originally the street style turtles, originally the turtles were going to have more of like a street influence. I don't know if you remember the first line in the first episode of the 1987 show. It's Donatello. He says, "Chill out, homeboy." So originally the turtles were going to have a lot more street lingo. They were going to have a lot more of a street attitude. They were going to be a little bit more New York. So it's just great to see these toys come out with that kind of style, that kind of look, and that kind of attitude. This was the first type of action figure. This was the first type of action figure from BST AXN. And I gotta say, these new figures are a big improvement. I don't like the skin tone of this original figure. These figures look cheap. But these new figures look cool. I like the skin tone. It matches the show and the original toys a little bit better. And I'm not sure if the plastic is different or if it's just a different color. I don't know. They're still a little loose around the joints, but going through figure by figure, they just really look cool. They have cool accessories. They have the jacket, headphones with the Walkman, the old school tape cassette Walkman. And Donatello comes with the bow staff with the blade on the end like the 2012 show. I guess a bow staff wasn't an actual weapon that like ninjas or samurai or whatever used to use, but they did use this spear kind of weapon with the stick with the blade on the end. I found that out the other day. At least I read that. I don't know. Who knows what's true? But these figures look great. They look cool. They have the right attitude, like I said. They're fun and goofy, but they're kind of interesting in a fun way. They have a cool style. And the best thing, these toys aren't going to be super expensive. They're a nice higher end toy, but they're still affordable. They're going to be $18.49 per toy. So not $75 a toy. It's not $170 a toy. They're just a regular little, 4, 5, 6 inch toy. 18 bucks, 20 with tax or something. And they all look cool. They all look pretty cool. Nordic Frost says, I've always preferred army green turtles over pea green turtles. I think I prefer the darker, rich army forest green to the pea green, the lime green, the bright green. I think it gives them a more realistic look. I like the darker green too. Even though I'm lime green as I say that, so who knows. But yeah, they're cool. They all look great. And the packaging looks great too. Cool design on the turtles and cool design on the packaging as well. These are really cool looking really cool looking figures. And all the things that come with them are looking cool too. They've got the accessories, they've got the cool packaging, they've got the style, different things you can swap out, sunglasses, hands, different faces. And on the back of each box, it looks like there's going to be some alternate types of figures as well that come with different jackets, different heads. SR Striker prefers wine green. And Gen X says, I remember the original toys. Each turtle had a different shade of green. Yes, they did. So it looks like they're going to have 31 points of articulation. So pretty functional figures for posing and all that. And it's cool that they come out with some alternate designs as well. I don't know how rare these alternate designs are going to be or anything. But they look pretty cool. And just the original design looks cool too. And like I said, $18.49. I think these are listed right now, but they're not available for pre-order. So these have been in the works for a while. I've known about these for a while, but it was nice to see the listing actually pop up. And it was nice to see the pictures of the turtles instead of just drawings or designs or prototypes or something like that. This is more, we're getting to the final stretch with these figures. So it's neat to see a new line of figures like this. The only thing is, I noticed that they're wearing jackets, and once you notice that they're wearing jackets but they're not wearing pants, it just becomes it becomes something you just can't unsee. So it's cool that they're wearing jackets and they do look cool, but they are not wearing pants. So it's one of those things. It's just you become acutely aware, you become painfully aware of the fact that they're not wearing pants once you notice it. Once you notice how cool their jackets are, but they're not wearing pants, it's a unique look, but they're going for it. They don't care. And that's how they wore it in the show too. No pants. It's a great disguise. Let's go down the street. It's New York City, so you can walk down the street in New York City with no pants. I guess a lot of people are doing that. But I liked how in the cartoon they played it off that this disguise was enough to hide the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles walking down a street in New York City. No one would recognize them. Put on a members only jacket. No one's going to recognize you. Who cares if you're green and you're not even wearing pants? So those toys are pretty cool. And $18.49, they're going to be affordable. And it looks like they're going to be at Target. I'm not sure where else they're going to be available. But pretty cool toys, and just wanted to pass that along. And yeah, they are always naked, so it's one of those weird things. But I can suspend my disbelief. I'm moving on. Don't even want to think about it. So the next thing I wanted to move on to, I guess these toys are coming up in the future, and now I wanted to mention something from the past. I wanted to mention the poster to the 1990 movie. Iconic poster. And it's a beautiful poster as well. It's a piece of art. 1990 movie poster, specifically the photo in the background. It's a beautiful photo. New York City, like we were just talking about, with the turtles peeking out of the manhole cover. Over this past week, YouTube channel, Azriel Knight. I'm not too familiar with him. He's a photographer. He's got a really cool channel. He's really knowledgeable and knows so much about photography. And he released a video detailing the history of the 1990 TMNT movie poster photo. It's a great video. I highly suggest you watching this video. I really, really recommend it. It's a very interesting video, very interesting. And he details how the poster photo came about. And it all starts with Studio Photography magazine. Azriel Knight was looking through the magazine and he stumbled across an article that featured the 1990 movie poster photo. And it gives a little bit of information about the photographer who took the photo. And he has a lot of other cool photos. The photographer's name is Chip Simons, and he has this really cool style. He uses a fisheye lens a lot. You can see the photo in the lower right. It's of a dog's snout. Cool fisheye look. And this is Chip Simons. This is the photographer. He's got a cool look too. You know, his personal style is cool. He's a rock star photographer. He's got a rock star kind of look. This is how I try and dress today, and this picture's from like 1990. So this guy's got a cool style back in 1990. This is how I dress today. So this is the photographer, and like I said, he's got a rock star attitude. He's a rock star photographer. And he even took photographs of pop and rock stars. This is Cyndi Lauper. You know, girls just want to have fun. And he took this photo of Cyndi Lauper, and it ended up being an album cover. And it's a really cool album cover. He's got a really unique style for his photography, really unique style. And it was so cool to see this video that Azriel Knight made about the photographer Chip Simons, who did the 1990 movie poster. This Chip Simons guy worked for Nickelodeon, MTV, The Tonight Show, Rolling Stone, Fortune, Forbes magazine, Spin, Esquire. This guy was everywhere. And the poster is really cool. It's actually a composite poster. It wasn't just one photograph, it was a bunch of photographs put together. And they were all taken with the fisheye lens in New York City by Chip Simons. I guess he went around New York City, and all this is detailed in Azriel Knight's video. He details it a lot better than I can, so make sure to watch that video. But I guess Chip Simons, the photographer, just went around New York City for about a week at sunset and at night, and he took about 700 photos of New York City and all the stuff around the city to put together the poster. You can see the Empire State Building in the background. And it's a composite photo, like I mentioned. So he took a picture of one set of buildings, then he took a picture of another set of buildings, and he combined it all into the poster. And everything was treated with the kind of a surreal, psychedelic neon look. Even the sky in the background has a cool green hue to it. And it's all natural. They didn't really work a lot with computers, so it was like a literal Photoshop. Like they were cutting photos apart and literally cutting and pasting them together. So it's pretty cool. He took the photos in the late summer or early fall of 1989. And the 1990 movie came out in March. So he probably took these, 6-8 months before the movie came out. And the concrete, the asphalt is actually New York. It's an actual photograph of a New York street. And the turtles, let me get that text out of the way. The turtles were actually, they flew in the heads and the hand from London, and he says he shot them on seamless paper with the same lens and some with the 40mm lens in the studio. The hand was positioned by an assistant through the seamless paper. So I think each one of the heads was photographed individually, and the hand was photographed individually, and then they were all combined together to produce this poster photo. And it's just really fascinating how they did that back then, taking individual photographs. And he goes on to mention that the sewer lid and the rim of the sewer were also photoshopped in. Those weren't actually there. So they added those in after the fact. They cut each head and pasted them together, and all the buildings and stuff were cut and pasted together, and it's just so fascinating. Mr. Turtle says, for an apparently Frankenstein poster, it's combined seamlessly. It's amazing that it's combined seamlessly, and it's all done before computers. So there's no edit undo. I don't know how they did it. But it's a beautiful poster. It's a wonderful poster. And I've never really stopped to just look at it. It is a real work of art. It's beautiful. The colors are rich. The fisheye lens makes the buildings look slightly curved. It looks just slightly surreal. It looks just a little bit off, a little bit fantastic, like a magical comic book world. And to see the turtles just poking out of the sewer. See the turtles just poking out of the sewer. Just giving a tease of what they look like. It's really, really cool. And the turtles look awesome, of course. They're photographed so well. So I wanted to give a big big shout out to the guy who put out the video and did the research on this. Azriel Knight. And I went to Chip Simon's website too. Chip Simons is still a photographer, and he still takes these really cool, psychedelic, surreal photographs. He has this real pop art kind of style where they're kind of like far out photos. They has like a really kind of psychedelic sense. They're manipulated photos, unnatural photos. And they just look so cool. He plays with scale and size a lot. So big shout out to Chip Simons. Pretty cool. SR Striker says this movie is almost similar to Tim Burton Batman movie. Yes, it was. It was dark. It was a fantastic kind of movie. It was whimsical. Nordic Frost. I'm sure he developed each shot by hand. Yeah, probably in the darkroom. Probably in the darkroom for weeks, like you mentioned. That was a lot of tough work doing stuff like that by hand. But these photographs look awesome still now today. I'm sure he's working digitally today. I'm sure he doesn't do that anymore. So, wanted to give a big thank you to Chip Simons. And he worked with a company that put all the compositing together, that did a lot of the editing. I don't know how much the company did the editing, and I don't know how much of it was Chip Simons. So, big thank you from all Ninja Turtles fans for this wonderful poster. And big thank you to Azriel Knight for putting this together. He stumbled across the magazine, and then I guess he personally reached out to Chip Simons to do some of the research. So he did actual research with the actual photographer and put it up on his YouTube channel. So I'll make sure to link to that in the description. So thank you, Azriel Knight. Wonderful video, and thank you for your research. Ninja Turtles fans really appreciate it. This imagery is it's iconic. It's legendary. This poster is beautiful. And I was thinking about how crazy it is that some of the best art of today is involved in advertising. You can't just be Picasso anymore. The best Picasso of our time probably works for an advertising agency. It's really cool that the best artists of today, they probably just work in marketing for some company. It's weird to think that some of our best art is going to be involved with commercial stuff like this poster. But nevertheless, it's a beautiful poster. It's beautiful art. And I really enjoy it. So that is something I wanted to pass along. And now it is that time of the show. Thank you for sticking in with me. Has the animation on the mouth looked okay? Can you see a little rectangle around my mouth? Or does it look all right? I was testing out this animation for a while, and it had a rectangle around the mouth for a while. But hopefully it looks better, and I'm going to improve it next week too. I think this is just kind of a test drive for the animation. But it responds to the sound of my voice, and it was a really cool discovery. Really cool discovery. So the last thing I wanted to mention is the second announcement. So you heard the first announcement at the beginning of the show, and now it's time for the second announcement. And this second announcement, it's a little bit bittersweet. So I guess I've had this channel since August 2021. And I've put out at least a video a week. Sometimes I put out 2 videos and sometimes 3 videos a week. And it's been over a year. I think I've put out over 100 videos. I went past 100 videos the other day. I didn't even realize it. And I guess I started back in August of 2021. I just wanted to make a YouTube channel. And I had no experience. Frankly, I still have no experience. I've been doing it for a year. I feel like I'm in the same spot. I feel like I've been treading water for the past year. But I've been working at it, and like I said, I have no experience. I don't have any cool equipment. The video editor I use to put together my videos, the video editor is just called Video Editor. It doesn't even have a cool name. It's just the video editor that comes with my computer. It's just called Video Editor. And any of my animations I just make in PowerPoint. I pretty much have no experience. I just picked all the stuff up, and I just decided I wanted to do it because I wanted to do it. And like I said, video editor and PowerPoint animation. So I advise all of you to start a channel. If you like the Ninja Turtles, you like something, I advise you to go for it. It's a lot of work. You got to make a lot of videos. Takes a lot of time. I started off making a list of titles, and I tried to craft them into headlines, like titles that I could use for YouTube videos, like snappy titles that would catch people's attention. And then you have to come up with a bunch of ideas. And like I said, it's been over 100 videos. I've come up with 100 ideas. And it's at a certain point, I've really ran out of ideas back in April, to tell you the truth. I think around the time I did the April's butt crack video. Well, I think that was probably the bottom of the barrel, honestly, is when I did the Is That April O'Neil's Butt Crack video back in April. So it takes a lot of time. You have to write a script for the scripted videos. I end up writing 2, 3, 4 pages. So it's like, 1,000, 2,000 words sometimes. It's a pretty lengthy article or a little article that I write that I end up reading for the scripted videos every Saturday. And as far as the scripted videos go, they take a lot of time. I have to write out a script, and then you have to record it. You have to edit it down. You have to get all the clips. You have to collect all the video, collect all the information, and splice it all together. And it's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time. And it's frankly, it's too much work. It takes a lot of time. I'm spending, 10 hours for a 2-minute video, 10, 15 hours. And I'm sure a lot of other people, they can make these videos quicker. I don't know how to make these things quickly. I don't have a special workflow. I don't have special tools or any special skills or talents. So it takes me like 15 hours to make a 2-minute video. And it's a lot of work. It's too much work, and it's not worth it. Not like the views aren't worth it or money. I'm not getting paid. I do this just for fun, for free, to send a message. I don't run ads on my videos. I don't have any sponsorships. I'm just doing it to make Ninja Turtles videos, to send a message, to make them. And the output is not worth it. Just the output is not worth it for me. A 10-hour to get a 2-minute video, it's just not impressive for me. It's just not something that's fun. And all this time I've been choosing quality over quantity. When you're always supposed to choose quality over quantity. That's the route you're supposed to take. Quality is very important, and I try to keep a high bar of quality with my scripted videos and my live streams as well. And I've always felt that my scripted videos were a little bit higher quality than my live streams. And over the past few weeks, I have realized that my high quality videos are still pretty low quality, which is frustrating. I see other people's videos, they're very high quality, they're edited well, they're flashy, they've got cool animation, they look great. The editing is awesome, all sorts of animations. And my high quality is still pretty low quality. Like I said, I use the stock video editor that just comes with the computer, and I use PowerPoint for animations. It's all just kind of smoke and mirrors, to tell you the truth. And it's been a lot of work, but it's with a heavy heart. It's with a sad heart after a lot of thought. I've been tossing this back and forth for a while now, but there will be no more scripted videos on Saturdays. Scripted videos on Saturdays are no more. I am declaring there will be no more scripted videos on Saturdays. It's an end of an era. I did it for over a year and put out a lot of videos, but there will be no more scripted videos on Saturdays. So you got them for about a year. You got around maybe 100, a little less than 100 of them, and hope that you enjoyed them. So, a little bit bittersweet. It's a sad moment, but Ninja Turtle saying, very popular saying, life at best is bittersweet. And we got through the bitter part of the announcement that there will be no more scripted videos. But over the past year, over the past few months especially, I have also taught myself to live stream. So I had no experience with live streaming, just like I had no experience with making scripted videos. Frankly, I don't even know how to write. I don't even know why I decided to do scripted videos in the first place. I have like a 4th grade writing level, 4th grade reading level, as you guys can tell. And I've learned to live stream over the past few months. I learned about microphones and audio and cables and filters, and had to learn the broadcasting software. And frankly, I had to learn how to talk. I have terrible communication skills, I've realized over the past few months. Not good at talking. And the bittersweet part of the announcement, the bitter part is that I will be doing no more scripted videos, but the sweet part is there will now be a live stream every Saturday morning. You heard it here, folks. You heard it first. There will be a second live stream every Saturday morning. So pretty cool. I brought you guys down, and now I'm trying to bring you back up. Big news, big announcement, second live stream every Saturday morning. Woo! So there's going to be a second live stream every Saturday morning, and it's going to be a little bit different than the show I do on Tuesdays. It's going to be a little bit different than the Ninja Turtles show. I think I'm going to try to make the Saturday show focused still, like one topic each Saturday. I'm going to keep them focused, doing individual topics, maybe a little bit more of the retro focused stuff, some of the more history focused stuff, and maybe do a little more thorough deep dive instead of just mentioning topics for a minute or two like I do on this show, on the Ninja Turtle show. I'll be doing a little bit of a deep dive on topics on Saturday morning. So we'll get, Saturday morning cartoons. Nordic Frost says Saturday mornings are for turtles, always and forever. Gen X says, shell yeah. Mr. Turtle says yeah. SR Striker says at what time? I don't know at what time yet. Maybe like 10 or 11 a.m. New York time, I'm thinking. I'm not sure what time it'll be for you. I try to do everything New York time. That's where the turtles are. That's the center of the turtles world. So this Tuesday show will continue. The Ninja Turtle show will continue on Tuesdays, and I'll just have a Saturday morning live stream. Tuesday show will continue to be topical. I'll do like news stuff, current stuff, upcoming. For now, at least, all this stuff is subject to change. Who knows what's going to go on? This Ninja Turtle show might start an hour or two later, maybe 2-3 hours later. I'm not sure. My schedule and life is a little bit different than it was back in August 2021, so my schedule has changed. The amount of time I can put towards my channel has changed, but I'm really proud of everything we've done over the past year or so. Like I said, I'm a doofus with no experience, no skills, no software, and we've gathered hundreds of thousands of views, millions of impressions. Really great stuff, thousands of subscribers. We made a big ripple, made a big wave. I think we're the coolest Ninja Turtles live stream show, the fastest growing Ninja Turtles live stream show. And with Turtle Mania coming back in for 2023, I don't see that stopping anytime soon. I can blink now, I've got a mouth that moves. I've got all the technology of 2017 and I can't be stopped. So SR Striker says, right about Halloween, how about Universal Monsters and TMNT? I'm thinking that's something I'm going to cover over the next month, is all the Halloween Turtles stuff. I think we're going to have a pretty spooky Cowabunga Halloween, pretty cool Cowabunga October. So Turtle Tuesday and Saturday morning. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to come up with a clever name. Saturday morning cartoons, Sewer Saturday. Everything with Ninja Turtles has to be an alliteration for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to try and break that. I don't know if Sewer Saturday. I don't know. But that's the announcement. That's it. So thank you for sticking through. Thank you for watching my Ninja Turtles channel. Thank you for joining me today on the Ninja Turtle show. Hopefully it was a good show. I'm not sure how these mouth animations worked out. I'm not sure how they're going to show up. I tried one. It had a big rectangle around the mouth, so I may have to do some fine-tuning, but we'll work it out together, and that's what's important. So thanks again for joining me today on Tuesday. And the next time I'll see you is on Saturday for another live stream. And I don't even know what we're going to cover yet, but we're going to cover it together here on my Ninja Turtles channel. So make sure to like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications. Thank you again for joining me. It's a wonderful Turtle Tuesday. I look forward to it every week. I wish the show was longer. I don't want it to end, so that's why I am live streaming on Saturday. Gonna have a little bit less quality, but a lot more quantity. At least we'll get 30 minutes or an hour of content instead of 2 minutes. Feel bad giving you guys 2 minutes of content a week. You deserve more than that. 2 minutes of content. What are you gonna do with 2 minutes of content a week? So, like the channel, subscribe, stay tuned. Thank you again. Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment and share this video. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Ninja Turtles videos like this.